Open the eyes of my heart. I want to holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
'Cause we sing
Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Thank you. Good morning. Would you like to stand and sing Walk Down This Road with us?
if you can.
Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. Pray a little prayer. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and sing out your joy with me. Come on and sing out your joy with me. Come on and sing out your joy with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and talk a little time with me. Come on and talk a little time with me. Come on and talk a little time with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and share your love of God with me. Come on and share your love of God with me. Come on and share your love of God with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. Come on and pray a little prayer with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and talk a little joy with me. Come on and sing out your joy with me. Come on and sing out your joy with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and talk a little time with me. Come on and talk a little time with me. Come on and talk a little time with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and share your love of God with me. Come on and share your love of God with me. Come on and share your love of God with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. Come on and walk down this road with me. And we'll get there when we're there. Come on and walk down this road with me. And we'll get there when we're there.
Well, thank you. I could just listen to that song all day long. That's
All
pretty
right.
cool.
We'll just play it on.
Whether you're online or whether you're here in person, good morning. I mean, this is just such a great day. What's it supposed to get to, like 95 today or something? Yeah, what a cool day. I love this song. It put me in a good mood. It's sort of I mean, it's kind of a sense of humor. I mean, hey, take it easy. We're going to get there when we get there, right? In terms of taking it easy, if you remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I told you a true story about when I was living with just my daughter, and I decided I wanted to become a really good gardener. So I went and bought a plant, watered it every day, and then after about 6 weeks, my daughter asked me why I watered the artificial plant. So I know. So I love this place because really interesting things happen here. So some unknown stranger, after me telling that story, some unknown stranger in my and Patty's median out there planted some artificial ferns. Now, I don't know who planted it except Maribel. Maribel. So, Maribel, thank you for your sense of humor. I asked Geraldine if she would come up and light our candle for us. And what a nice reminder of that spark of God that's deep within us, that flame that is always burning. And sometimes it's really tall. Did you get it?
It's got a good chimney.
Wow. Okay. You got it. Good job. Give Gerald a hand because that was a hard one to get to. Thank you. Yeah. And as we're singing songs today, as I'm talking today, just from time to time, glance up there and say, "Oh yeah, that's what it's all about." It's just reminding us that. There we go. Just reminding us that the Spirit of God is always burning deep within us. We have a real commitment to prayer here, so we try and manifest that commitment in 2 ways. So one is with the prayer vessel right here. So you can put down a prayer request for yourself, for somebody else, for a situation in the world, and put it here. There's a couple more vessels outside the door there. And what happens is we pray over it for a week, and then we send it back to Unity Village, and there it's prayed over for a month. So, that's a lot of prayer power on your request. And then the second way that we try and demonstrate our commitment to prayer is with our prayer chaplain program. So could I have our prayer chaplains for today stand? So Sienna Marie and Simone. Okay. So one of them will be just outside the doors in the nursery, and the other one will be in the meditation room. And something really special about praying with somebody. It just exponentially magnifies that power. Would you join me in an opening prayer? So first of all, even before we start, let's just breathe. And let me invite you to, if you like, to put your hands on your heart. The Spirit of God, you touch our hearts with deep love and with a sense of humor, with great joy. And God, we understand that we are on a journey that we hardly understand. Yet somehow you give us great faith. You give us great confidence in the shakiest of times. And you take us places and you take us to levels of understanding about who and what we are. in ways that we can hardly describe. The Spirit of God, you just touch us and you warm our hearts. And so we say thank you, God. And so it is. Namaste.
Please join us in singing Witness.
Good morning. I'm Dennis Burkhart, your celebration assistant. Welcome to Unity Center of Spiritual Growth, where all people who wish to worship here are welcome. We strive to live, love, and uplift lives. We are an inclusive and affirming center. We bless people of all races, sexual orientations, colors, political beliefs, or anything else that you or they may have been judged on in the past. We simply welcome everyone who wants to pursue their spiritual path. Let's introduce our musicians today. We have Laura Weintier, Patty Ashley, Gwen and Paul Gathercall. Welcome. And in the back, we have Brian Wright, Jim Sullenberger, and Bill Murray. Thanks, guys. And thank you to everyone who makes this Sunday service happen. We appreciate all of you because it takes a lot of volunteers to make this Sunday service possible. If we have anybody here for the first time today, we want to thank you for being here. We're glad to have you join us, and we hope you have a great time. If you'd like to raise your hand, we have a welcome packet. Do we have any first-timers? Welcome. And welcome to the folks who may be here for the first time on live stream. You can let us know you're here by clicking the Connect with Us tab on the website. You can also submit your contact information, a prayer request, or just general information with the Connect with Us link. It's available on the Synopsis tab on the website streaming window. Hopefully all of you saw the announcements, which probably didn't. They go by so fast, you never get a chance to. If not, they are listed in your program and on the website. Please join us and get involved. It's a great way to get to know wonderful people. So let me draw your attention to the shortest announcements I think I've seen in 5 years. Attention music and dance lovers. Susie Hicks is presenting a show called Dance to the Music, which features the cultural dances from around the world. After the dance performance, there will be open dancing to the music from the 50s to the present. This family-friendly event takes place Saturday, July 13th from 12 to 2. Admission is free, but donations are and will be accepted. A new group is forming called Overeaters Anonymous. OA is a community that fosters support and recovery from compulsive eating and food behaviors. This weekly meetup occurs each Saturday from 10 to 11. And don't forget to collect the water samples during your summer outings. You'll be invited to join them with those others during our fall gathering of the water ceremony. And if Tammy can remember hers from 4 years ago, we'll have plenty. And finally, the board would like to remind everyone that there's a suggestion box in the hallway, just outside the back sanctuary doors. We welcome your suggestions. You can also submit suggestions online through our Connect with Us form. A link to it is available on the website and in our weekly newsletter. And today is the first Sunday in July, so anyone celebrating a July birthday, we'd like you to stand so we can honor you.
God danced the day you were born. The angels did the bump to Gabriel's horn. God danced the day you were born. So grateful for the gift of you. God danced the day you were born. The angels did the bump to Gabriel's horn. God danced the day you were born. So grateful for the gift of you. Happy birthday.
And now we're going to take a few minutes to meet and greet your neighbors and someone new. So I'll ring the gong, or bang the gong, as T-Rex said, when it's time to go back to your seats. We're preempting the regular programming to bring you Dennis Ashley's announcement.
I did have an extra announcement, and just so that I wouldn't forget it last week, Amber put it on my chair so I couldn't possibly miss it, and I still did. So it's the labyrinth that we were all staring at last week. It's kind of filled with weeds.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I weed-eated it during the week.
Ooh, all right.
It needs some loving help yet, but
Yeah. So I'm going to set around a sign-up sheet. What we're thinking is we'd like to get somebody to do it maybe once every couple of weeks. And so if we had 4 or 5 sign-ups, between July, August, and September, you'd have to do it once or twice. So if you could, we sure appreciate it. I'll send that around.
Thank you for cleaning our labyrinth.
you're welcome. I just weeded it. The wind took care of the excess. So every Sunday we have someone from the congregation read the blessing before the meditation. Today we have Donna Hodge.
Good morning. Good morning. We all sail on this magnificent journey, coursing our way through time and space. We head to distant lands and disembark in strange new ports. On this journey of a lifetime, we engage with exotic strangers and seamlessly create the loves of a lifetime. This escape rocks us to our very core, provided we do one thing. Wake up! Wake up and ride the waves. Feel the ocean wind. Wake up and realize what an incredible journey. It's a journey that I'm on. Nobody in the world takes the trip in the exact same way that I do. So batten down the hatches and hang the jib. And so it is, me hearties. Namaste.
We let it be.
So would you join me in a meditation? Let me just invite you to breathe. Put down anything that you might be holding. And just give yourself permission to, just for the next few minutes, to be washed over, to be immersed in love and peace and joy and the Spirit of God. So breathe in. And feel that sense deep within us. That the Spirit of God is with us and always has been and is right now and always will be. But let's focus on this present moment. And let that sense of God, let that sense of Spirit just fill us up and let it wash over us. And as it washes over us, it takes our minds and our souls on a journey that can hardly be explained. We are washed over with the light of God on this journey. And each person, each experience takes us deeper and deeper. We discover we are so blessed when we simply open our eyes. So let's let that feeling of God, that Spirit of God, just let it reside within us. Let it wash over us. And let's take it into the silence for a moment, where we feel it deeply, deeply, deeply in the silence. Spirit of God, take me deeper into the present moment. Let my heart and my soul and my mind be filled with this perfect experience of God. Let it wash over us. Let it wash over every thought and every word and every action. And so it is, God. So it is. Namaste.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Thank you. That was really beautiful. You know, I thought this month of July, in terms of a theme, I thought we'd just take a look at this journey that we're all on. And I think we're a little bit like a sailboat, a sailing ship. And we're not the ship, are we? That just carries us. We're the consciousness inside it. We're the one experiencing the journey. The ship is made of wood and steel and ropes and sails and masts. And we're there experiencing something spectacular that can hardly be described if we do one thing, as Donna mentioned, if we just wake up and say, oh yeah, these are the people that I'm meeting. These are the experiences that I'm having. These are the lessons that I'm learning. And I thought maybe there couldn't be a better way of describing this journey that we're on than watching the 3.5-minute video of Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot.
That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. Voyager 1 was the spaceship, the satellite, that took that picture. It launched in 1971 and was and is the first object that we've ever had that went outside of the solar system. And so it was launched in 71, and the picture was taken in 1984 of the pale blue dot we call Earth. Carl Sagan had to argue for a year for that precious time with the camera and the telescope to take that picture. And the head of NASA thought it was really dumb. And didn't want to waste that special time when it could be searching the outer space for other things. And so now, in 2024, it's about the only pictures we remember. I think Sagan was right. Because we are on this unbelievable spiritual journey that doesn't make any sense, and certainly when we turn our scientific eye towards this, it's hard to know what's important and what's not important. I love the piece at the beginning when he said, yeah, the kings and the peasants and the rivers of blood and the fervent intelligence that we knew we were exactly right for what we were saying and what we were adhering to. And it's kind of like, oh, what a tiny little drop we are. But then it brings us to hope, doesn't it? Because really the last half of that video, he's saying, so maybe what we're supposed to do is treat one another with kindness. Because this is our home, and it's the only one we've got. So I just love that. It reminded me, it explained to me that, oh yeah, the first piece, the first slice of our spiritual journey that we're all on. The first level of understanding is when we move from a sense of order to a sense of chaos, and then back to a sense of order again. The pale blue dot video by Carl Sagan certainly captures that, but in our human terms, in our experience right here, what it does is it tells us, oh yeah, we start off with a sense of order. I mean, when we're 2 and 3 and 4 years old, we look around and we look at our mom or we look at our dad and we say, oh, I guess this is how you do it. You know, this is how a mom acts and this is how a dad acts. And that's not bad unless they're acting in some bad ways. but we have that sense of order, don't we? Yeah, it fills in the blanks for us. It's very important to us. We go to the first grade, the second grade, and we say, oh, this is how it works. This is the sense of order. And sometimes the sense of order for some of us is, oh, when I go to school, people leave me alone. Or when I go to school, it's a great place to meet friends. I mean, we have different personalities, right? It happens differently for us, but we have that sense of order. But as we get older, as we have the opportunity on this journey to experience other people and to experience just other situations, we start saying, oh, there's different ways of doing this. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I thought my mom was a fantastic cook. I loved her stuff. Until I actually got out and experienced some other people who was going, oh. Sometimes we get to this experience of chaos. And we say, well, there's nothing in this world we can depend on. And it just seems like a mess sometimes, doesn't it? And we're not quite sure what to do. Maybe a relationship breaks up. Maybe a job doesn't work out. And it just feels like chaos. But then as we grow, and as we keep taking that journey further and further, as we learn to keep the eyes of our heart open, it starts bringing back a sense of order again, doesn't it? Oh, this is how it all fits together. I mean, that's at least one of the pieces of understanding I took from watching that video of the pale blue dot, that when you get out far enough, oh, isn't that interesting? This miracle of the universe and how it's all put together, and somehow there's just this perfect order, this perfect sense of things. And that's certainly a huge part of our journey, is to gain enough perspective that we are starting understanding, oh, this is how it's put together, and this is the particular piece in it that I play. This is who and what I am. I think what we start to discover is that a newfound sense of order flows from being the best possible version of ourselves. When we decide to show up with love and acceptance and understanding of the different people that we experience, when we see different situations and we move away from judgment, and instead we move more towards discernment and acceptance, that's when we start understanding, oh, okay. We start to understand that the first part of our journey deals with the what and the how. What am I supposed to do in this life? And then how do I learn how to do it well? And the what and the how is very important, because we're on a journey that's partially human and partially divine. And so it makes sense that the what and the how scoot us along, teach us to be a better person, teach us how to do what we do really well. But there comes a time when what we need to do is sort of move past the what and the how. We'll never let go of it entirely, because it's an important piece of our identity. But there's a point when we have to move, instead of the what and the how, we move to the why. Why am I here? Why am I born in this particular situation? Because let's face it, a huge piece of the journey is about understanding that why. Well, why was I born in a family with poor circumstances, financial? Or why was I born in a family that gave me great opportunities? And if I'm in that situation, I just know that I'm luckier than most people. Doesn't mean I'm better. Just means I lucked out. And so then the question becomes, or the issue becomes, how can I make sure this experience that I'm going through, that I show up in the best possible version of myself. Patty and I have some friends, Jim and Sally. A great couple. Love them. Jim is retired now, but was a dentist for, I don't know, 40 or 50 years. And he was born into a family with pretty good financial circumstances. And so it made it easier for him to be able to go to college. It made it easier for him to have better circumstances. That doesn't mean he didn't work hard. Doesn't mean he didn't do a great job. But he recognized, he's talked about that many times, that he had pretty good circumstances that he was born into. But when it got to the why and the what and the how of his life, he did something pretty cool. He understood that he had a great situation. So as a dentist and as the owner of his own place, you know what he did? Every year, he gave his entire staff an all-expense-paid trip and their spouse to any place they wanted to go. Yeah, and they all did it together. So I think the highlight was when he took all the staff and their spouses and partners to Hawaii. I mean, isn't that cool? Yeah, I mean, Jim and Sally, they got it. That they were having a pretty good, successful life, but it was time to share. What an amazing why. I mean, isn't that something? With meaning are the ones that weren't supposed to happen. You're at home, having a pretty good life, and your spouse comes home one day and says, I want a divorce. You are catalyzed onto a journey you never expected to take. But that's the most important one that you will ever take. And I think we have to take a look at unexpected journeys and see how filled they are with purpose and meaning if we do one thing. Open our eyes, wake up, see what it is that's going on. See the people that we are surrounding ourselves with. See the experiences that we are just nibbling on. And instead of just nibbling on them, let's devour them and make that a piece of who we are. So that's the first part about this journey that we're on, that we move from a sense of order to a sense of chaos to a sense of newfound order again. I mean, it really says, yeah, we have to keep broadening that perspective. Here's the second part of the journey. The second part of the journey is that we move from meaninglessness to meaning. From meaninglessness to meaning. I mean, that's a significant part of what it is that we do and who we are, because we've all reached that point. And sometimes it's just for a moment, and sometimes it's for a lifetime, where we go, it doesn't make any difference what I do. Doesn't make any difference what I do for a living. Doesn't make any difference what I do for a relationship. It's just one's as good as another. But a significant part of our journey is that, it really does matter. The people that we have invited into our lives, the experiences that we've invited into our lives, they're not random. They're not arbitrary. They are there to take us deeper and deeper and deeper into this present moment. We move from meaningless to meaning because the bell rings and it tells us. We make that journey because what we do counts. Who and what we are counts. And then here's the third piece that I would say, that we sort of slide from projection to what's real. As we grow up, as we live our lives, it's so easy to use projection, to use the values, the ideas, and the mindset that we were born with and that we've been raised with, and to say, oh, that's how it is. And every experience I see, I'll use my own projected values on that. And I'll go, that one's wrong, and that one's right, and that one's wrong, and that one's right. Yeah. And we don't do it quite that quickly, but we do it pretty well, don't we? We really get launched on our journey when we say, I need a new perspective to look at things with. And I've got a perspective that's the one I was raised with, and that's important. It's the one I've developed over a lifetime. But there's other ways to see this world. Now, this is not a political statement, okay? I want to say that at the beginning. This is not a political statement. But not very many Democrats go to the Republican National Convention. And lo and behold, not very many Republicans go to the Democratic National Convention. You know why? Because we already know it all, right? And we certainly wouldn't want a different set of values or ideas to mess us all up. And so there we are. I'm so comfortable with saying, let me project my values onto everything that's going on, every relationship I have, every experience that comes my way. No, I won't use that example. What was that? Well, maybe I will. I have a group of 8 guys, and we've been playing poker once a month for the last 15 years. If you're the big winner, you leave with an extra $2. If you're the big loser, you lost 2 or 3. You know? But when we get together, we discuss a whole bunch of different things, and we always end up discussing politics. And I mean, hey, it's part of it too. And so 6 of these 8 guys are sort of the same political persuasion, and that's what they would argue. There's a 7th guy, and he sort of has a different way of seeing things, but he knows it doesn't really jive with the rest of the guys. And so he doesn't say too much. And then I'm the 8th guy. And the other 7 decided I was pretty weird. Because when we talk politics, I'd say, well, you know, I watch MSNBC, but then I turn it to Fox News. Because you can't get much more liberal and you can't get much more conservative than those 2 things. And it's very interesting because when I do that, MSNBC plays stories and ideas that I've never heard of, really. And when I turn to Fox News, I go, well, wait a minute, the other station's not reporting that. You know, and what that does is it starts removing some of my projections. You know, it starts saying, oh, there's a different way of seeing this particular person or this particular experience. And I think we need to do that more and more. I think we aggressively, assertively need to tune in to people and situations and TV stations and radio stations that see the world differently than we do. Because you know what happens? You learn something new. So those are the three things I wanted to say. That as we begin this journey, we move from a sense of order to a sense of chaos to a newfound sense of order. And the second thing is that we move from a sense of meaningless to meaning. And then third, that we try and slide from projecting our values onto every person and situation to a broader sense of what's possible, to what's more real. And so I thought, just to finish this talk for this morning, I asked Brian to play the Pale Blue Dot one more time, and then we'll be done for that. So, Brian?
That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit? Yes. Settle? Not yet. Like it or not, for the moment, the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
So I'll leave you with this thought. This is the place where we make our stand. So fill it with love.
So lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of light. I will trust in the Spirit. I will open my heart. I will always remember the truth of God that has brought me this far. So lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of light. I'll shine a light in the darkness. I will bring forth the truth. I will always honor the beauty and light that I see in you. So lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. Lead me on this path of light. As I breathe, I become completely one with the light and the love. Completely one. As I breathe, I become completely one with the light and the love. Completely one. Lead me on this path of light, and every step I take in faith leads me home to a place where all I know is love and grace. All I know is love. All I know is love. All I know is love and grace. Grace. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, everybody, it's love offering time on this severe clear day. Now, if this is your first time here, please know that we don't ask you to give. Instead, just please be our guest. If you're watching online, you can contribute by clicking on the Give button on the website streaming window, and your offering will be secure. Now, as always, we have someone from the congregation read our prosperity blessing. Today, it's Audrey Seymour.
We have reached that time of the service when we ask you to share of your financial blessings. When we find ourselves on the adventure of our lifetime, it just makes sense to share some of our treasure along the way. Because we get what we give, and we give what we get. It's the absolute law of all adventures. So as we live right here on this pale blue dot called our home, let's make the most of our lifetimes by being fully, 100% who we are. As Reverend Dennis told us, we move from a sense of order to chaos and order again. And we do that best by showing up as the very best version of ourselves. And so it is. Namaste.
Go tell all my friends that my ship just came sailing in, and it was filled with the Holy Spirit, and it was filled with joy divine. Would you like to sail on a ship like mine? Go tell all my friends that my ship just came sailing in, and it was filled with the Holy Spirit, and it was filled with joy divine. Wouldn't you like to sail on a ship like mine? Oh, get on board, 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 get on board. Go tell all my friends that my ship just came sailing in, and it was filled with the Holy Spirit, and it was filled with joy divine. Would you like to sail on a ship like mine? Wouldn't you like to sail on a ship like mine? Wouldn't you like to sail on a ship like mine?
Oh, would you like to join me in a prayer of thanks? It's the Spirit of God. We do. We say thank you. The love offerings, they touch our heart. It helps the church, and it's really important. But what's really important is we are people who start understanding the very journey that we're on. That this experience that we have takes us places that we can hardly explain. But it enriches our lives, and it just breathes the freshness of spirit and soul into who and what we are. And so we say thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. Thanks. Well, let's bring the kids in.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. Oh, my sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine. My sisters and my brothers, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Shine on, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine on.
So, Amber, tell us what the kids learned about today.
So today we talked about what it means to be independent and also interdependent. And we talked about games specifically that we can play that are independent, and games like relays that we depend on each other to get ahead and to win. And so Maisie's going to read our affirmation.
Yes, we had a live stream on at the end just to see when it was time, and we thought it'd be fun to try to pop in and.
I am independent and interdependent. I am connected to all that was, is, and will be.
I'm connected to all that was and will be.
My spirit is free to be uniquely me.
Thank you, Maisie. As well.
Potluck today.
Okay. Thanks, kids. If you want to go back to your parents or grandparents, that'd be great. And by the way, parents or grandparents, don't forget, even though they're coming back to you now, you're still supposed to sign them out. We would appreciate that. Okay, let me invite you to stand. Let's sing our closing song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song of now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And would you join me in a prayer for protection together? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thanks for being here today, and sail your ships on down to the food at the end of the hall.